I was diagnosed with breast cancer in April 2021. Just totally out of the blue, wasn't sick, had actually been in the healthiest I've ever been. Started running and going to the gym, started jiu-jitsu. I was doing all normal things, and I found a lump, and in one of my breasts I got a referral, 2-week referral, and was told there and then that I had breast cancer. Me and John both felt our worlds just came crashing down around us. We didn't know how to react. I genuinely thought I was going to die at that stage, because you're told you have cancer, you just think of the worst. Then obviously you're brought back a couple of weeks later, and next thing you have an oncologist and you have a team of people working with you, and you're told about your treatment and that you're going to have surgery, and it's so hard to get your head around all of it. And as a family, it just absolutely tore us to pieces. Yeah. We have 2 kids. They're 10 and 8 now. They were 9 and 7 at the time. So we had to try and find a way to tell them, obviously, that I was sick as well. We didn't know how much they knew about cancer or what they would think of it. And they took it really well initially.
And then they told their friends in the street, and one of their best friends says that they'd lost their granny to cancer, so that turned their world upside down. They thought the only thing they could see in their mind, I think, that they were going to lose their mummy. Just saying, mummy was sick, she had cancer, and we're going to fight it. But then whenever they we didn't say she could die or anything, but whenever their friends told her possibly could die, I think that's when it hit home properly in our house. Then they were starting to worry.
So then, with all of us, then, as a family, it affected every single one of us in ways we didn't even imagine. John's role then changed from obviously being my husband to being my carer. All the roles that I did in the house, I worked part-time so that I could look after the kids and pick them up from school, do their homeworks, all the rest, while John worked full-time. And that all changed. He had to take on all the roles in the house, as well as look after me. Now, we did have lots of help from family and friends outside the house, but initially the main responsibility kind of fell on John. So that brought a lot of pressure for him and me, because I felt then like a bit of a burden on him at home. Well, I'd always heard of Pretty in Pink and knew they were a breast cancer charity, but didn't really know too much about the work that they did. Then I was introduced to Leanne, the girl who runs Pretty in Pink, through a friend of mine, Maria, who had received support from Pretty in Pink herself through her own breast cancer diagnosis.
I just always seen it in social media with friends in the area, fundraising, but again, didn't think it was something I would ever need or be looking for.
Well, initially when Leanne phoned me, she told me what services there were. She told me I could avail of help with her support fund, which we did. And we got a voucher to go and stay in a hotel with the kids, which was a really nice break away from in the middle of treatment. Also, she had invited me down to meet Kim, the therapist down there, and I received reflexology treatments from Kim once a week. When I was down there, Leanne and Kim, they have experience of people going through treatment, so they knew where I was and how I was feeling. Leanne would have always asked about the family and how John was coping with it all. And kind of from there, that's how John became involved with Pretty in Pink.
First of all, I availed of Kim, the massage therapist, which really helped me relax and take me away from it was our normality. It's not normal for everyone, but it was our normality at the time, and made me feel relaxed. I wasn't sleeping, very agitated, didn't know where I was coming or going, and the hour with Kim, and then the wee half hour in between outside Kim talking to Leanne, the lady that runs Pretty in Pink, she was able to relate with me to where she was with her family member. She was able to help me understand where I was. Kim, on the other hand, was helping me understand where Carl was as well. And I also availed of Brona, the counsellor, because I wasn't in a good place. I was an autopilot. I was locking up all my feelings, and that I couldn't show them in the house. I couldn't show my frailty. Carl needed a strong man with her, so I couldn't show any weakness. And Brona allowed me to open up and talk about it, where I didn't want to show any weakness to Carl. Bruno was able to help me understand my own feelings, that my feelings weren't unnatural. It was right to feel the way I was feeling, and it just made me feel normal when I wasn't feeling normal.
Yeah, and for us, you know, even the counselling side of things, for John, you know, he was offered counselling in different places and tried it, but the counselling through Pretty in Pink, you know, was related to breast cancer, and the people there had experience of breast cancer and what exactly we were going through as a family. People should support Pretty in Pink because you never know when you're going to need their services and support. As I say, we were just going through our lives, fit and healthy, and got the devastating news, and Leanne and the team were there to support me the whole way through it. Without them, you know, we would have been lost as a family, and their support is literally invaluable.
Feel Pretty in Pink have a place in the community, especially with cancer being so common today, and they've helped my family, and there's plenty more families out there that could do with their help, and we would need their help.